Good morning, small players, and happy Friday. Here it is, the end of the week and the end of the month in terms of trading days. The next time we record this video, it's going to be August. So let's make sure that we end the month on a good note with a good P&L and then, start August without feeling like we have holes to fill. The first stock on the scanner is ATHX. This one is very cheap. It's cheaper than what I like to trade, so not interested. But I'll mark this level here of 38. It's not touching this high here, but as we've talked about in some of the morning sessions, when you're trying to determine a support or resistance level, you want to touch as many candles as possible. However, if um, if if you have if you need to decide whether you want to touch the most recent candle or the one before, the most recent one takes precedence. Um, so it's like 25 quarter, I guess a quarter of a cent difference because it's cheap stock. Um, so that's that here. These are the levels for bounces or breakouts. SNTI, this one, the lines here from some previous day was not a trade yesterday. It looks like we had an alert for break above 213 or 212, I guess. It looks like it definitely broke above that in the early pre-market session, and it bounced on this pre-market high of 222. Then we have this high here of 235 that's causing resistance probably. So we can set an alert for break above that 235. That might be a little too early for an entry because we have VWAP right above it and it's descending. By the time it gets there, VWAP could be even closer and not give us enough room for a trade. But I want to be alerted so that I know that it's picking up volume, and then I'll probably enter and break above VWAP. 2.5 is a big psychological level and obviously resistance. Then we have 262, 267, and 2.8. So a little choppy, a lot of very close resistances, but overall an interesting chart. TBLT, let's clear the drawings here too from some previous day. So let's mark this the high of the day from yesterday, and then these candles here all touch from yesterday. Okay, now from this morning, this level of 6.8 was a double top, that it broke above that. Now it actually is just doing a bounce on a VWAP. It looks like there are some fake 5-minute flag breaks here because it seems that this level of 7.2 is really strong resistance. So this was an okay flag break, but then this one didn't do anything. This one right here is technically a flag break, didn't do anything. So now it's trying to break a flag. Granted, now that we touched VWAP, this flag break could be better, but I'm just scared of that 20 because it seems like it's very big resistance. So to clear it, I would probably wait here to enter break above 30. If I caught the VWAP balance, I would have entered there too, but since I didn't catch it, I'll just wait for it to clear that whole area between 20 and 25. It's just very choppy there. I'd be scared to enter into that. Then we have AYLA. Clear the drawing set. We traded this one a couple days ago, I think. We have this level of 1.5, pretty key. We can see the 3 rejections there, break above that squeeze. Some consolidation below 160. Then here we have the top of this candle and the bottom of these candles, so that's a big level. And then we have this level here of 2.1. So we can actually send an alert for break above 2.1, which would be break above that key level, but also a 5-minute flag break. We can see the last 5-minute flag break right here. Didn't do much. So with that in mind, I would prefer a drop to EMA 20 for a bounce trade as opposed to a breakout. The next stock is ENDP, which you guys know, it's on scanner a lot. I don't want to bore myself by saying I liked it when it was more expensive than this. I'm just not interested. It still has these resistances on every cent. XELA. Oh, this stock used to be a trade a few years ago. I think at this point the spread, the float is larger. Yeah, we can keep an eye on it. I mean, definitely has a lot of volume on the day. Maybe a break above 159. EVFM. Similarly to some other stocks this morning, just a lot of very close resistances. I'm just not interested in trading this. This is such a difficult trade. It's like fighting rocks on the way up. But let's take a look at TBLT. Oh, that was on the watch list already. What about GOVX? This one was a trade yesterday. Let's see where it's at. Okay, we're going set. We can set an alert here for break above 220 on entry. And that was a big level yesterday too, 210 and 220. Kept projecting it, but 210 breakout, we traded that several times. SIGA, oh, this one's still a gapper. It's just not on the gap scanner because it's technically closed the gap, but it had the gap, so it's important. This stock, as we've discussed, has resistances on every 50 cents, so that's good because it's still not a very expensive stock. So when you have moves, 50-cent moves, they're great. That's a lot of room for it to move. So let's set an alert first for break above the high of day. So I'm going to make an alert for break above 24.25. But we can certainly enter before that. It looks like it did a double bottom here on 22, and it's fighting VWAP. Let's see how far is VWAP to 23. I would, so that I don't get faked out, I would enter here and break above 23. And then the volume's too low. And then let's take a look at the general market. I guess the NASDAQ had an amazing day yesterday. Today might be a hard day to trade it because it might not really have direction. So yesterday we had an incredible day on TQQQ. This move, but today might be harder. Obviously, we have the inverse of TQQQ, SQQQ, which would trade on down days. But to trade these, you need a very clear up day or a down day. When it's choppy, it just gets too risky, and it's like, Vegas type of thing. So we can keep an eye on them, but again, if they're not, if the market doesn't have clear direction, I'd stay clear. Okay.